Hi everyone, it's Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be working with this side pop card from the Stamps of Life. It comes with this die set, which makes the actual card base. And then it has some fun other dies. You have some layering dies here. These are, this is a scalloped edge, so you have a larger piece and then you can put maybe a solid cardstock there and then a piece of pattern paper to layer on top, and it does cut out a scalloped edge. If you don't like the scalloped edge, there's also the straight edge, so you have the two dies with the straight edge. And there's some other dies that will fill in these little triangles that are here in the card base. You also have some hearts. There's a set of hearts here that have a dashed line in the middle of them, and then you have solid. There's also a smaller set of double hearts, and then there's also some flowers. And the flowers have the shadow, then they have the actual flower, and then the inside. So there's 4 different flowers that come with this set. So when I first saw these little layering pieces that are kind of a flat edge here and then straight all around, they remind me of pockets. And using this on a card, you don't have to use them as pockets. You can actually adhere them flat down to your card base. But I think for my card today, I'm going to use these as pockets. And if you do any kind of albums, maybe you can use these in your albums to insert little tags or, you know, any little goodies inside if you don't adhere the whole thing down. So I'm going to show you how you can work with these and make them into a pocket on your actual card. But I loved how these were scalloped, and then you have the option of doing a straight edge. So I want to go ahead and make a card with you today. I'm also going to be bringing in these Love Bug stamps. This is actually the More Love Bugs to Stamp set. There is a Love Bugs to Stamp, which was the club set, I think back in December of 2020, but this is the additional add-on set. And I thought this cute little love bug here was gonna be so appropriate to have on my card. I don't know if I'm gonna incorporate the flowers, and I don't know if I'm gonna incorporate the Love Bugs to Stamp set. So this was the club set, which many of you might already have from the Stamps of Life. So let's go ahead and make a card. So this die actually cuts out the card base, and I want you to notice that it actually puts some score lines. You have a score line here, you have a score line here, and you have a score line here. And I'm just going to fold at the score lines. Now with these other two, you're just gonna have to kind of maybe fold in a little bit, but not all the way, because the score line does not go all the way through to the other end of the cardstock. Let me get out my scoring tool. So just kind of fold on that line. And then what happens is when you fold the card, this is what it looks like. So when you open it up, you have these little pieces that you can actually decorate. And if you wanted to put something on here that would actually pop up, you can. You can also, if you wanted to, put your card this way and have it landscape, and then when you open it up, you have a little pop-up here, you know, for somebody to, they can actually put this on their table and have the card open, so you can actually decorate the inside. So for this type of card, you can decorate the inside. You can also decorate the front with these layering pieces. So all of these layering pieces will fit not only on the front of the card, so you can see that you can layer up something here, but you can also then layer something here on the inside by using those same layering pieces. And that's where these little other triangles come into play, because you can also, you know, cut out these triangles and use these as layering pieces as well on your card inside, and even here on the card front. So you can use those here as well. So there's the card base. So just fold along the score lines, and then you have your card base. So I'm going to set that aside. I do have some pieces here. These pieces, this is just a piece of candy cardstock and a piece of pattern paper. This is from the With Love collection. It was the paper pad that had the love bugs, and I don't believe this is in stock at the Stamps of Life, but some of you may have it in your stash. So this is actually going to be the front of my card. So I'm just gonna layer these on. So I'm going to start with the piece of pattern paper, and I did die cut these out of the scalloped layering pieces. I thought it would be fun to use these scallops rather than a straight edge just because they add a little bit more of something to the card. So I'm going to turn this into a pocket. So when I add glue to this, I'm only going to add glue to the top, the side here on the left, the bottom, and then this little piece here. So all of this is not going to have glue, nor is any of this middle part going to have glue. So I'm just going to apply it along the edges so you can see where my glue is going. Okay, so let me get that off of there. I don't want that there. Let's put some here. Okay, and then I'm going to add this to the top of this card. So I'm going to press down. And what happens is now if you wanted to, you can stick something underneath here. If you wanted to make this top a pocket too, then just don't put glue on this portion of the pattern paper. That's up to you. But I went ahead and adhered both, and now I have a little pocket. So for the inside, I went ahead and die cut 2 pieces of the candy cardstock and the larger layering piece. And this is, I'm gonna actually adhere flat. So I'm gonna put one down here, and then this other piece, I need to tell you that when you die cut a second one for the inside, you're gonna have to flip it over and actually put the back side up so that it lays down nicely, because right now this is the front, but you can see that the front will not fit right. So if you flip it over, it will then flip right. So you're going to put glue on the actual front of your cardstock. Okay, and then I have a piece of just plain white cardstock, and I'm going to add that to the actual top, but then the bottom I'm going to do something a little bit different, and you'll see in a minute. So go ahead and adhere this down. Okay, so we'll come back to this, and then if you wanted to decorate these panels, you can do that as well. So I've already die cut the larger piece out of the candy. And then for this piece, again, you're gonna flip it over and put glue on the back side or on the front side, and then do the same thing with the white. Okay, so if you wanted to put a white piece here, you can, but I'm gonna do some stamping, so I didn't wanna adhere that down yet. So I have a piece of, this is actually the Bristol cardstock, so I'm gonna do some stamping and some watercoloring on this one. This is just regular white cardstock because I didn't need to waste my Bristol, but this is die cut out of the Bristol for watercoloring. And then this, I'm gonna do some stamping and add that here. So I am going to be bringing in the love bugs to stamp for the inside, and I'm going to use this love bug right here, the one that's flying and holding the Happy Mail, and I'm going to have it come in off of the side, so I don't actually need to stamp the whole thing down. So it's going to look something similar to that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my stamping block ready. I am going to use the Forever Black ink from the Stamps of Life, because that ink will, it works well when I use my watercolors. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink this up and then just stamp that over the edge, and there's my cute little love bug. So I'm gonna stamp out another love bug. This one is from the More Love Bugs to Stamp set. This one I'm gonna use for the front of the card. So again, I'm just inking it up. I am gonna stamp it out on Bristol Smooth cardstock because again, I'm gonna do some watercoloring. So I just took a scrap piece here, and because this one's gonna be die cut out. So that's why I'm stamping just on a scrap piece of paper.
So I did stamp this out onto Bristol Smooth cardstock, as I mentioned in the past, because I am doing some watercoloring, and it's actually watercoloring without water, so I'm not using a water brush here, but I am using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens, and I take 2 colors of each color family. So for the blues, I'm using light blue and cobalt blue. And I always put the darker color down first, and then finish up with the lighter color, and then I use my blender pen to just blend that out. And I do that for all the colors. So the pink, the dark for the pink is called pink, and then the light color for the pink is called peach pink. So I put the dark down first, then put the light, and then use the blender to blend it out. Same thing with the purple. My dark is the lilac, and then the light is the English lavender, and then I use the blender. And I love coloring up with these Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens because it's just so easy to blend with them. I mean, look at the blend that you get just by using 2 markers, and then that blender pen is amazing. That's what you see me using right here, is the blender pen. And you don't even have to use water. Now, if you don't have the blender pen, you definitely can use a water brush to blend those colors out. But the nice thing about the blender pen is there's no water involved. And between each color, you want to make sure that you just clean the tip of your blender on a paper towel so that you don't spread the color between your color changes.
So I'm using the Sending You Lots of Love word die from the Stamps of Life, and I thought that this die would make a great sentiment for the front of my card. It's a good size, so it will take up a lot of space, so there's not much decorating that I have to do. So I did put some double-sided adhesive on the back of this cardstock. I am using the grape cardstock from the Stamps of Life. So I'll go ahead and adhere this down to the front of the card. And I also took the little heart die that came in the die set, and I die cut that out of some candy cardstock. I also stamped out these little mail pieces. These were from the Love Bugs to Stamp set, and I think I'm going to add them here to my card just to add some little fun accents. And then this I put double-sided adhesive tape on. And it actually comes in a few parts, so the insides of the hearts, if you wanted to do a different color, you can. I think I'm just going to add the insides back in because I like the pink. So I die cut the largest scallop tag die, and I also die cut some of the hearts that came in this card die set. And I have my love bug here. I'm going to put the love bug a little bit off of the tag instead of all the way on the tag because I want to tuck the tag in, and I want to make sure that the antenna of the love bug does not show when I'm tucking this tag in. I want it to all be hidden until the recipient pulls out the tag. So that's why I'm decided to go ahead and just put it there on the edge. That way I can trim off some of it, and it'll still look cute because it will look like the love bug is flying into the tag, which is really cute. So you can see how it looks like it's just kind of peeking in there. And then that will be able to sit right on the inside of this, and it won't be able to be seen. So I'm going to add some of these hearts. I'm going to make sure that 2 are showing, so that's why I wanted to make sure I had that tag in so I know where to place them. And I'll pull this out and I'll add another heart down here. And that will go right here. And I'm going to add a ribbon to that. But I'm going to go ahead and work on the inside, and then I'll add that ribbon last. So let's go ahead and open this up. This piece is going to go right here on this flap. So I'm going to go ahead and add these hearts to these little panels on the inside and add some happy mail. Just layer it right on top. And do the same thing with this one. And then that large double heart that you see there laying right there. You can see the stitching on there. That's the largest double heart in the set. So I went ahead and used that. Just layer that on like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this double heart. So I'm also going to stamp out a sentiment here on the inside. And that just says, and hugs. So it says, sending you lots of love and hugs. And that stamp was just from the December 2020, the Stamps of Life card kit. So if you happen to have that kit, it came in that kit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just attach a ribbon here. So I'm just gonna use some of the mint chip ribbon from the Stamps of Life. It's the same color as the cardstock. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp out "Love You" on this tag. That's also from that stamp set. And then we'll go ahead and slide this back in. And I just love this little pocket here. I think it's super cute. So there's my card, sending you lots of love and hugs with the little love bugs and then the little tag when you pull it out that says "Love You." So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more card making tutorials. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.